The Patient Fan Flywheel, how trust actually builds in healthcare. I want to explain a concept that quietly sits underneath everything we have been talking about. I call it the Patient Fan Flywheel. This is not a marketing framework. It's a way to understand how trust builds or breaks across a patient's journey. Most doctors assume trust is created in one place, the consultation room. But in reality, trust is not a moment, it's a sequence. And when that sequence flows well, patients don't just comply. They come back, they stay, and they recommend you without being asked. Let's walk through it slowly. 1. Clarity. The flywheel always starts with clarity. Clarity about what's happening, what's expected, what comes next. This starts even before the patient meets you, when they search online, visit your website, call your clinic, or wait outside your room. When clarity is missing, the mind fills gaps with anxiety, and anxiety is the enemy of trust. Most patient confusion is not because doctors explain poorly, it's because information is delivered all at once without sequencing or reinforcement. Clarity doesn't mean more information, it means the right information at the right time. 2. Calm. Clarity creates calm. When patients know where they are in the journey, what to expect next, and that someone is holding the process, their nervous system settles. Calm is extremely underrated in healthcare. A calm patient listens better, remembers better, decides better. Without calm, even the best advice feels overwhelming. And calm is not created by kindness alone, it's created by structure. 3. Trust. Trust doesn't come from credentials alone, it comes from consistency. When patients experience clear communication, predictable processes, and emotional steadiness, trust builds naturally. This is why patients often say, I don't know why, but I trust this doctor. What they're really trusting is the experience around the care. 4. Relief. When trust is present, patients experience relief. Relief doesn't mean cure. It means I am not alone, I am being guided, I don't have to figure this out myself. Relief is what reduces resistance, and resistance is what often gets mislabeled as non-compliance. 5. Gratitude. Relief leads to gratitude. Gratitude is not forced. It arises when effort reduces and confidence increases. This is where patients begin to feel, this was handled well, I felt cared for, I wasn't left guessing. Gratitude is emotional, not transactional. 6. Advocacy or patient fans. Now, gratitude turns into advocacy. This is when patients leave reviews without reminders, refer friends naturally, defend you when someone questions care, say you should see my doctor. This is what we call patient fans, not because they were persuaded, but because the experience earned it. Why this is called a flywheel? A flywheel builds momentum. Once it starts spinning, it requires very less effort to keep going. And when clarity is built into the system, calm becomes consistent, trust compounds, relief repeats, advocacy grows, and marketing feels lighter because patients start doing the talking. Where things usually break? Most clinics don't fail at care. They fail at maintaining clarity, holding calm, and supporting relief across the journey. So, the flywheel never fully spins. Patients disengage quietly, doctors feel frustrated, and marketing feels heavy. Not because anyone did something wrong, but because the flywheel was never designed. Why this matters for doctors? When the patient flywheel works, fewer repeat explanations, fewer anxious calls, better follow through, lesser emotional drain. The system starts supporting the doctor instead of the doctor carrying the system. This framework is not about doing more, it is about designing how humans actually behave. When you design for clarity and calm, everything else follows. That is the patient fan flywheel.